Today, we're going to talk about the 9th episode from Surah Al-Maidah. We'll start from verse 87. It says, O you who have believed, do not forbid the good things which Allah has made lawful for you, and do not transgress. Indeed, Allah does not like transgressors. The reason for the revelation of this verse. A group of the Prophet's companions gathered at the house of Uthman ibn Maz'un and agreed to practice asceticism. What does asceticism mean? It means not approaching women, not wearing cotton or soft clothes, or what they call sackcloth, and not sleeping on beds or mattresses or anything like that. They all decided to devote themselves entirely to worshiping God and to stay away from all worldly pleasures. They even decided to cut off their own genitals so that their desires would not lead them back to this temptation again, and that they would spend the nights in prayer, fast during the day, and do things like that. Very nice. Who are these? Who are these people? Keep in mind that Abu Bakr al-Siddiq was among them, the closest relative to the Prophet. 1. Ali ibn Abi Talib ibn Masud, Abdullah ibn Omar, Abu Dar al-Ghifari, Al-Miqdad ibn al-Aswad, Salman al-Farsi, and others met in the house of Uthman and made this decision. What is the reason? The reason for their meeting is the same. I don't know. The scholar whose name I'll tell you in a moment didn't say. But that's what happened. They gathered in this man's house and decided to devote themselves completely to asceticism and dedicate themselves entirely to worship, distancing themselves from the pleasures and temptations of this world. So, when this meeting happened, the verse was revealed. What's the meaning here? Actually, there's a story that's quite amusing. So what's this amusing story? It's that the man whose house they gathered in, Uthman ibn Maz'un, completely distanced himself from his wife and stopped having relations with her. He decided to start with himself and cut off his own penis. Anyway, one day his wife went to complain and share her troubles with whom? To Lady Aisha. So, as soon as Lady Aisha saw Uthman's wife, her name was Al-Hala. Lady Aisha asked her, "What's wrong, Hala? You look different. Your appearance isn't right. This isn't like you. You haven't done your hair. You're not wearing perfume. You haven't done anything. No makeup. You haven't fixed yourself up at all." So she replied, "How am I supposed to fix myself up? And my husband hasn't come near me or lifted my clothes for a long time." Meaning, he hasn't been intimate with me, you know? So what happened next? Lady Aisha was sitting among a group of the Prophet's other wives. So when she told him that he hadn't slept with her for a while, they laughed. All of them. Not that they were laughing at her, but the situation just surprised them. So they laughed at what she said. Really, about whose situation? About the Prophet Muhammad's situation. He said to them, "So what exactly are you laughing at, if I may ask?" So Lady Aisha told him that she was saying that Uthman ibn Maz'un hasn't slept with her for a while. Anyway, he called one of his helpers, his servants. "Come here, son, bring me." Uthman brought Uthman and came back. He asked him, "What's going on, Uthman?" He replied, "O Messenger of Allah, what happened is that we gathered and decided to distance ourselves from worldly pleasures. And I have completely given up on that matter and won't sleep with her anymore. And not just that, I even decided to cut off my private part as well." The Prophet's response was as follows. He told him, "I swear to you, do not do that. Go back to your wife and be with her." So Uthman said, "That's fate." He told him, "Break your fast now, go back to your wife and be with her. As for me, I personally fast and break my fast. I pray and I sleep. I get up and I sleep, and I marry women. So whoever desires, whoever follows my way is of me, and whoever turns away from my way is not of me." Anyway, our uncle Uthman, when he realized the matter was serious and saw that the Prophet was upset about the meeting they held, And about the decisions they made, he took himself and went. He actually broke his fast, was with his wife, and did all of that. The important thing is, the next day, the woman around him went back to who? She went back to Lady Aisha. She came back all pampered and showing off, her hair done, wearing perfume, and things like that. So anyway, Lady Aisha was sitting in the hall of the house, among the other wives of the Prophet. And the woman came back all dolled up like that. It was Hala. So Aisha asked her, "What's up, Hala?" And she laughed at her and said, "He did it yesterday." Who said all the things I just mentioned? They were mentioned in Ibn Kathir's Tafsir of the Great Quran. Honestly, it's very good. Now, here come my questions. What exactly is the connection of this verse? At this point, we've completely shifted to addressing the believers. What's the connection between this verse and the previous one? It says, "Most hostile to believers are Jews and those who associate others with Allah. Nearest in affection are those who say, 'We are Christians.'" So what's the relationship? And eat from what Allah has provided for you, lawful and good, and fear Allah in whom you believe. It means, look, it's continuing here. Now the connection between the verses is being made. Here, the flow is ongoing. There's continuity. Here, they enjoy food, drink, clothing, and marriage. You get what I mean? And of course, here, food is specifically mentioned, the word eat, because eating is what keeps a person alive. Who said this? Who explained it this way? It's an elgendynyc al-Quran by al-Qurtubi. And here, 88. Actually, I don't have a question. 89. Allah will not call you to account for what is unintentional in your oaths, but He will call you to account for what you have sworn in earnest. The expiation for it is feeding 10 needy people with the average of what you feed your own families, or clothing them, or freeing a slave. But whoever cannot find the means, then fasting for 3 days. That is the expiation for your oaths when you have sworn, and guard your oaths. Thus does Allah make clear to you His signs, so that you may be grateful. Very good. Now, actually, we'll start with the first point, which is the recitation. Ibn Amir used to recite it as a khatam instead of a katam. He used to recite it with an aleph, a khatam al-ayman. Alright. The second point is the reason for revelation. When the verse, "Do not forbid the good things which Allah has made lawful for you," is revealed, the one we started with, verse 87. The companions asked the Prophet, "What should we do about the oaths we swore in the house of Abd Arman ibn Mazun?" You see, what should we do about them? We swore those oaths. He told him, "It's easy, don't worry." The verse was revealed. As soon as they asked him the question, the verse appeared immediately. He told them, Allah will not hold you accountable for unintentional oaths. What does unintentional oaths mean? It means the oaths you swore by mistake. But as for what happened in the house of Abdullah ibn Mazun, because you might swear that you will drink alcohol, even though alcohol is forbidden. This is considered an unintentional oath. So what does it mean then? It means that Allah will not hold you accountable for oaths, where the mistake or lag means a mistake. You get it? About the oaths, the mistaken oaths you swore, you won't be held accountable for them, and you won't be punished for them. Very good, but Allah will hold you accountable for the true oaths that you made intentionally. He will hold you accountable if you break them. Meaning, if you swear an oath and then break it, O you who have believed. 87. O you who have believed. O you who have believed, indeed, wine, gambling, idols, and divining arrows are abominations of Satan's handiwork, so avoid them so that you may succeed. The reason for the revelation of the verse is that Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said, I drank wine with the Ansar, and when I lost consciousness, I said that the Muhajirin are better than the Ansar. So one of the Ansar grabbed a piece of wood and hit him on his nose, breaking it or injuring it. He went to the Prophet, and as soon as he told him, the verse was revealed. So what does it mean? That was one point. The second point, the meaning. The meaning is that wine, gambling. Gambling is what they call Masur and Ansab. These are things they used to set up and slaughter animals in front of, like idols. You see, they would slaughter animals in front of them and pray in front of them. Things like that, you know, exactly. And Aslam, those are the lots or arrows they used to bring the drink wine and do those things, right? So this verse is telling them that all of this, wine, idols, lots, and gambling, all of this is just temptation from Satan. So avoid it so you can succeed in your life. Good, excellent. The important thing is, this is from the source Al-Tahrir wa Al-Tanvir by Ibn Ashur. Very good, here's a note. What's the note? That the reason for the revelation of the verse is human-related. 91. Satan only wants to sow enmity and hatred among you through wine and gambling, and to prevent you from remembering God and from prayer. So will you not stop? Here, the reason for the revelation has nothing to do with the Prophet Muhammad at all. Rather, the connection was between Umar ibn al-Khattab and the heavens, and between him and God. So what happened? What happened is that Umar ibn al-Khattab prayed, meaning he supplicated to God, saying, "O Allah, give us a clear explanation regarding wine." So verse 219 of Al-Baqarah was revealed, which says, "They ask you about wine and gambling. Say, in them is great sin and some benefit for people." And so on, very good. When it was revealed, one of the reciters read it to Umar, recited the verse to him, and told him the exact wording of the verse. But Umar ibn al-Khattab repeated his request again and said, "O Allah, give us a clear explanation regarding wine." Then the verse from An-Nisa 43 was revealed, which says, "O you who have believed, do not approach prayer while you are intoxicated." So one of the reciters read it to Umar. Then Umar, for the third time, said, "O Allah, give us a clear explanation regarding wine." Then the verse from Al-Maidah, which we have with us now, was revealed. Indeed, wine, gambling, idols, and divining arrows are abominations of Satan's handiwork, so avoid them that you may succeed. Anyway, so one of the reciters read it to Umar. He recited it to Umar, and as soon as he reached the word, "So will you not desist?" he kept reading until he reached this word. "So will you not desist?" Umar said, "We have desisted. We have desisted." All right, very good. Anyway, we covered all of this in episode number 31 from Surah Al-Baqarah. You can go back to it. Very good. The important point here is that we said the reason for the revelation is that Umar was praying to God, saying, "O Allah, give us a clear explanation about wine 3 times. Then the verse from Al-Baqarah was revealed. Then the verse from An-Nisa. Then the verse from Al-Maidah. Very good. From the source. Lubab al-Tawal fi Mani al-Tanzil by Al-Kazin. Very good. A note here as well. Or the point here is that the reason for the revelation is human. 92. And obey Allah and obey the messenger. Pay attention, obedience here is on the same level, and obey Allah and obey the messenger. Obedience to both is on the same level. Alright, and beware, for if you turn away, then know that our messenger's duty is only to deliver the clear message. What does this mean? It means, obey Allah and obey the messenger. In avoiding wine, gambling, idols, divining arrows, and all these things. The one who explained this meaning is Jani al-Bayan fi Tafsir al-Quran by Al-Tabari. Alright. The question here is the believers or the Muslims If the Muslims are commanded to believe in Allah and in Prophet Muhammad at the same level, just like what happened here, as it is mentioned in Surah Al-Maidah, which we are discussing, are you paying attention to what it says? And if they had believed in Allah and the Prophet and what was sent down to him, the very thing we mentioned in the last episode, just before this. Exactly, that's in Al-Maidah, verse 81. By the way, why do they criticize Christians for believing in Jesus Christ as a God, even though he is also human? What's the problem? You believe in Prophet Muhammad at the same level as God, and he is still a human being. 93. There is no blame on those who believe and do good deeds for what they have consumed, as long as they are mindful of God, believe, and do good deeds, then remain mindful and believe, then remain mindful and do good. And Allah loves those who do good. Alright, here actually is the reason for the revelation. When the verse prohibiting alcohol was revealed, the companions asked the Prophet, "So what about our brothers, families, and children who died while they were drinking alcohol and eating from gambling and games of chance and all those things?" The verse appeared. The verse was revealed immediately. The source for this was Al-Kashaf by Al-Zamakhshari. Very good. Here, the real question is, what is the wisdom? What is the reason for the repetition? Believed and did righteous deeds is mentioned twice in the verse. Let me read it to you again. And notice, the word feared is repeated 3 times in the verse. What's the wisdom behind that? I want to understand. What is he saying? Look, let me read the verse to you again. Oh, you who, pay attention now. Believed and did righteous deeds. That's one, all right. No, I'm sorry. There is no blame upon those who believed and did righteous deeds. Very good. For what they have consumed. If they feared Allah and believed and did righteous deeds. Again. Very good. Then they feared Allah and believed. Then they feared Allah and did good. Okay, I want to ask you. So I removed the extra parts and wrote the verse. The text of the verse is as follows. What would go wrong if we read it as follows? There is no blame upon those who believed and did righteous deeds for what they have consumed. If they feared Allah and did good, and Allah loves the doers of good. 94. O you who have believed, Allah will surely test you with something of the game that your hands and spears can reach, so that Allah may make evident those who fear him unseen. And whoever transgresses after that will have a painful punishment. The reason for revelation. The believers had entered the state of Iran. That is, during the year of Hudaybiyah, and they were hunting game while in the state of Iran. They used to hunt the animals that appeared in front of them. Then the verse was revealed. Alright, so here as well, the verse's reason for revelation is mentioned. A note, so at this point, the reason for revelation is human related. Since you are doing something or asking, here you are acting upon the previous verse. They used to ask, saying, what is the status of those who drank alcohol and ate with gambling money? So here, the verse was revealed about those who were hunting while in the state of Iran. So he told them, no, and be aware, do not hunt while you are in the state of Iran. Alright, so the important thing here is what? The verse became clear or was revealed. Who is saying this? It is from Malam al-Tanzil by al-Baghawi. Very good. The question here is, does God need to test people with livestock? Does he put the livestock in front of them to see whether they will hunt or not, and whether they will follow his commands or not? But he already knows in advance whether they will obey or disobey. 95. O you who have believed. After 94. O you who have believed. 95. O you who have believed. Do not kill game while you are in a state of Iran, and whoever among you kills it intentionally, the penalty is an equivalent from livestock, as judged by 2 just men among you, to be brought as an offering to the Kaaba, or as an expiation, feeding the needy, or its equivalent in fasting, so that he may taste the consequence of his deed. God has forgiven what is past, but whoever repeats it, God will take retribution from him. And God is mighty, capable of retribution. The meaning: God forbids the believers from killing game. These are the livestock. It means that if you hunt any game from the livestock and kill it while you are in a state of ihram during Hajj or Umrah. The question here is, what is the wisdom behind this? First, the source is the Quranic commentary by Ibn Abidi al-Salam. The question here is, what is the wisdom behind the repetition of retribution in his saying, God will take retribution from him, and God is mighty, capable of retribution? All right, but isn't it enough to just say God will take retribution from him and that's it? I mean, that's already understood. That's number one. Number two, is God on the same level as humans that he would need to take revenge on them? Honestly, I see that the idea of God taking revenge on humans. This is an issue that, when it comes to God, is a bit difficult to accept. 96. The game of the sea and its food have been made lawful for you as a provision for you and for travelers. But hunting land animals is forbidden to you as long as you are in a state of ihram, and fear God, to whom you will be gathered. Here's the truth. What does the meaning say here? It says that all sea creatures are lawful for you to catch while you are in a state of ihram. There's no problem if you're going for Hajj or Umrah and you're in ihram. If you're taking a ship or a ferry or anything like that, you can fish, eat, and enjoy all of that. But God has forbidden you from hunting land animals. All right, so here's the sea and here's the land. Very nice words. Who says this? What scholar or source? The source is Al-Wasit in the interpretation of the Quran by Sheikh Muhammad Sayyid Tantawi. The question here is, what is the wisdom behind repeating the prohibition of hunting land animals? So what does it mean? And hunting land animals is forbidden to you as long as you are in a state of ihram. Alright, here there is, 96. But what about in 95? O you who believe, do not kill game while you are in a state of ihram. It's the same thing. So you see, what's the wisdom behind the repetition? Honestly, I don't know. Alright, 97. God has made the house. God has made the Kaaba, the sacred house, a means of stability for people, and the sacred month, and the sacrificial animals, and the garlands. That is so you may know that God knows what is in the heavens, and what is in the earth, and that God is all-knowing of everything. Alright, what does it really mean here? It means that God is made. There are three opinions about the Kaaba. Some people say that God made the Kaaba a safe place for people. Anyone who is afraid, you see, goes to the Kaaba. So the Kaaba is considered a safe place for him, like an embassy. It's like when you're in a country and you seek refuge in the embassy of another country. No one can come near you because you're considered to be on foreign soil, you see? It's the same kind of protection, even though you're still in the same country. So God made the Kaaba, the sacred house, a means of security for people. This means that he made it a safe haven for people. Some people say this, while others say no. It doesn't mean it's a safe haven for people. He made the Kaaba the Qibla for people, so they pray facing it, in its direction. There's a third group who says, no, he neither made it a safe place for people nor made it their Qibla. He made it a place for the betterment of their religion. That's the third opinion, anyway, just so you know. And the rest of the meaning is that God forbade the believers during the sacred month from hunting game, and from the sacrificial animals, and the garlands, and all that, meaning they shouldn't take the garlands, basically. Yeah, all of this is so that they may know. Meaning, he made the Qibla, which is the Kaaba. He made the Kaaba those three things we mentioned. And he forbade hunting game, sacrificial animals, and garlands during the sacred month, so that they may know, so that the believers may know that God knows what is in the heavens and what is on the earth. Alright, who is saying this? The one saying this is Bar al-Ulam, still Marcandi. Okay. Here are the real questions. What is the connection between God making the Kaaba a safe place, or a Qibla for people, or a place for the righteousness of their religion? What does all of this have to do with God's knowledge of what is in the heavens and what is on the earth? Honestly, I don't understand this. I mean, he did this so that the believers would know that God knows what is in the heavens and what is on the earth. I really don't get it, honestly. What does this have to do with that, really? Okay. The second point, and the second question is, what is the wisdom behind the repetition, or the repeated emphasis on, look at what he says, that God knows what is in the heavens and what is on the earth, and not just that, and that God is knowledgeable of everything. But isn't God as knowledgeable of everything? Naturally, that includes and covers, or more accurately, it implies God's knowledge of what is in the heavens and on the earth. Let me read the verse to you again. So what does it say? God has made the Kaaba, the sacred house, a means of stability for people, and the sacred month, and the sacrificial animals, and the garlands. That's one part. Now the second part. All of this is so that you may know that God knows. Okay, God knows what is in the heavens and what is on the earth. That part. We got that. And that God is knowledgeable of everything. But what is it? That God is knowledgeable of everything. Naturally, that includes his knowledge of what is in the heavens and on the earth. My question is, what is the wisdom behind repeating the emphasis on his knowledge of what is in the heavens and on the earth? Once, and then of everything. Once. That was really my question. Exactly. 98. Know that God is severe in punishment, and that God is forgiving, merciful. The meaning. Know, O believers, that God is severe in punishment for those who violate his commands and sanctity, and he is forgiving and merciful. To whom? To those who obey him and repent from their disobedience. It's just that simple. Who is mid here? Al-Maidah. I'm sorry. What's the source? Al-Maidah by Abu Hayyan. Honestly, I have a question here about this verse. What's its connection to the one before it and even the one after it? Like, what's the relationship between verse 98 and 77 and 99, which we're about to read now? Pay attention and know that God is severe in punishment, and know that God is forgiving, merciful. So what's the link to what came before? I don't understand the reason for this verse being here. Honestly, I don't get the whole story. I just don't get it. All right. That was question 99, and it's the last one. The messenger's only duty is to deliver the message. See, I told you it would come up again. Here it is again. Except that the messenger's only duty. Just pay attention to that except. Meaning, his only mission is to deliver the message. Don't obey or believe in him. See, he's the one saying it, not me. Pay attention. God knows what you reveal and what you conceal. What's the meaning here? That the messenger's only responsibility is to deliver the message. Why? So it will be a proof against you on the day of judgment. So you can't say, no one ever came to us. No one told us. No, we did tell you. But here, the Quran clearly states that the messenger has only one duty, which is to deliver the message. As the Quran says, I don't know then if they believe in God and the Prophet and what was revealed to him. Pay attention and obey God and obey the messenger. What's their position regarding this verse? Honestly, this needs a bit of clarification. All right, so this is straight from the source here. The one explaining the meaning of verse 99 is Jani al-Bayan fi Tafsir al-Quran by Al-Tabari. All right, here actually there are two questions as well. The first question is, who is speaking about the messenger and about God in the verse? Pay attention here. What does it say? The messenger's only duty is to deliver the message. Now pay attention, and God knows. He knows what you reveal and what you conceal. The second question, what's the wisdom behind the repetition? Our messenger's only duty is to deliver the message in verse 92, which we just mentioned, and the messenger's only duty is to deliver the message in verse 99. So what's the wisdom behind this repetition? The verses are right next to each other. There's not a gap. One is in 92. Our messenger's only duty is to deliver the clear message. And one's in 99. The messenger's only duty is to deliver the message, but both of them mean the same thing. Thank you all so much. Wishing you all the best every year, and I'll see you next time.